ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Today's Hukamnama is on Ang 661 of Ad Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Satnam Sri Vaheguru Sahib Ji. Dhanaasaree Mahalla Pehla. Jio tapat hai baro bar. Tap tap khapੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੇਕਾਰ. ਜੈ ਤਨ ਬਾਣੀ ਵਿਸਰ ਜਾਏ. ਜਿਉ ਪੱਕਾ ਰੋਗੀ ਵਿਲ ਲਾਏ. ਜਿਉ ਤਪਤ ਹੈ ਬਾਰੋ ਬਾਰ. ਤਪ ਤਪ ਖਪੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੇਕਾਰ. ਜੈ ਤਨ ਬਾਣੀ ਵਿਸਰ ਜਾਏ. ਜਿਉ ਪੱਕਾ ਰੋਗੀ ਵਿਲ ਲਾਏ. ਬਹੁਤਾ ਬੋਲਣ ਚਖਣ ਹੋਏ. ਵਿਣ ਬੋਲੇ ਜਾਣੈ ਸਭ ਸੋਏ. ਰਹਾਉ ਜਿਨ ਕਨ ਕੀਤੀ ਅੱਖੀ ਨਾਕ. ਜਿਹ ਜਿਹਵਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਬੋਲੇ ਤਾਤ. ਜਿਨ ਮਨ ਰਾਖਿਆ ਅਗਨੀ ਪਾਏ. ਵਾਜੈ ਪਵਨ ਆਖਿਆ ਸਭ ਜਾਏ. ਜੇਤਾ ਮੋਹ ਪਰੀਤ ਸਵਾਦ. ਸਭਾ ਕਾਲਿਖ ਦਾਗਾ ਦਾਗ. ਦਾਗ ਦੋਸ ਮੋਹੇ ਚੱਲਿਆ ਲਾਏ. ਦਰਗਹਿ ਬੈਸਣ ਨਾਹੀ ਜਾਏ. ਕਰਮ ਮਿਲੈ ਆਖਣ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਉ. ਜਿਤ ਲਗ ਤਰਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਥਾਉ. ਜੇ ਕੋ ਡੂਬੈ ਫਿਰ ਹੋਵੈ ਸਾਰ. ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਚਾ ਸਰਬ ਦਾਤਾਰ. ਕਰਮ ਮਿਲੈ ਆਖਣ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਉ. ਜਿਤ ਲਗ ਤਰਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਥਾਉ. ਜੇ ਕੋ ਡੂਬੈ ਫਿਰ ਹੋਵੈ ਸਾਰ. ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਚਾ ਸਰਬ ਦਾਤਾਰ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਧਨਾਸਰੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ. In the rag of Dhanaasaree, Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji speaks to us today. They say, Jio tapat hai baro bar. That this Jio, this soul, burns over and over again. Over and over again, the soul is burning because it has forgotten the Creator. It has forgotten Gurbani. Tap tap khapੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੇਕਾਰ. Maharaj says that individual who forgets Gurbani, his soul, their soul, burns over and over and over again in vikara. What is the fire that is burning the soul? That is the fire of bekar. Bekar means the five evils that haunt a spiritual being. They haunt the whole world. But only spiritual beings are aware that they're being followed, that they're being attacked by these five. These five are lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. These five are what Guru Sahib is saying are burning the soul. But why does this burning take place? Why do we engage in these five in the first place? Guru Sahib says, Jai tan Bani visar jai. That sareer, that body, that forgets Bani, that forgets the Guru's words, that forgets the Guru's teachings, they burn the fire of these five evils. They burn the fire of these five vikara. Jion pakka rogi vilalai. And then they cry out. That individual who forgets the Guru's teachings, when they get burnt by these five evils, when they get burnt by this flame of the vices, of the vikara, then they cry out like a pakka rogi, like someone who is diseased, someone who is carrying the disease of leprosy, someone who cannot stay put without crying out. Any movement they do brings pain. In the same way, Guruji is saying, When we forget Gurbani, the flame of the vices engulf us. And when we're engulfed in those flames, there's pain in every single move we take. There's pain in every single step we take of life. No matter what direction we go to, we are being burnt. Why? What is the root cause? Again, the same pankti comes to mind. Jai Bani visar jai. Because that body, that soul, that person has forgotten the Guru's teachings. In essence, this means that the Guru's teachings are a protection of some sort, are a protection against this fire of the vices. It's like wearing a bubble around you. Having the Guru's teachings in your mind, having the Guru's teachings on your lips. And what are the Guru's teachings? What is Guru Bani? Guru Bani is this form of Guru Granth Sahib Ji that we see in front of us. Guru Bani is the form of Kirtan. Guru Bani is the form of these praises that are sang. Guru Bani is the form of this katha that is being done. That is what Guru Bani is. When that form of Guru Bani enters our mind, our body and our soul, when it enters from the mouth on our tongues, then we are blessed to be protected by these vices, by the flame of these vices. And hence, we're protected from all the pains that come with. Bahota bolana chakhan hoye. Guru Sahib says, one can pretend like they are religious. One can pretend they are spiritual and speak all day long to try to guide other people. But inside, if they never connected with the Guru's teachings, then Guru Sahib says every single word that comes from their mouth is chakhan. Chakhan meaning is useless. It not only leads them astray, but the people they try to speak to, it leads them astray as well. Because, Sad Sangat Ji, when we speak to someone, if we speak with our hearts, the connection will be made with the words we're saying, with the philosophy we're trying to share, with the feelings we're trying to invoke, and the person who is receiving these words. But if we ourselves, the speaker themselves, is not experiencing what they're sharing, if the speaker themselves are not experiencing what the Guru's message is, or any form of spirituality trying to share is, then it will not have an effect on the listeners. The listeners can only partake in the message that is being shared if the speaker has a personal experience with that message. So Guru Sahib is now talking about those people that have not taken the Guru's teaching into their hearts, but they're speaking all day long. They're trying to share that message without harvesting it themselves. Guru Sahib says it is no use, it is not going into anyone's ears. Vin bole jana sab soe. Maharaj says, Guruji says, without speaking, that great creator knows everything. Without speaking, the master knows everything. Maharaj is saying that the master knows your hypocrisy. The master knows that you yourself are engulfed in those vices, in the flames of the vices. You're being hurt with every step you take. You're being burnt with every step you take. Yet, you sit up on a stage and you act pious. Yet, you walk amongst your fellow Sangat and you speak so highly, but inside you have nothing. Rahao, Guru Sahib says, contemplate and think about this. Jinkan kite akhi nak. Now in the next few lines, Guru Sahib does the ustati, that was the praise of the Creator. Tries to remind us to what should we be grateful for? What has the Creator given us to be grateful for? Jinkan kiti. Jinkan kite. Kan means ears. Akhi nak. Akhi means eyes. Nak means nose. That Creator who has created your ears, your eyes, your nose. Jin jehiva diti bole tat. That Creator that has given you a tongue which you speak so fluently with. Jin man rakhya agni pai. That Creator who has made this mind of yours. this mind which is so subtle. It's called a subtle body because it cannot come into any physical representation. It cannot come into any physical machine. This mind, where does it live? That Guru who has made this mind and protected it within the womb of the fire, within the mother's womb. Vajya pavan aakha sab jai. And who has given you this breath of life. If one can't take these lines, these panktiyan, and contemplate on each one, Oh Guruji, I'm thankful you have given this nose to me to breathe with. I'm thankful you have given this tongue to me to speak with, these ears to listen with, these eyes to see with. I'm so thankful you have given me this body, this mind. I'm so thankful you have given me this breath of life. Being thankful over and over and over again makes a person content. Because they're no longer looking at the utter lawn. They're not seeing that the utter lawn is green. That the utter grass of the utter lawn is more greener than my lawn. They're not looking at someone else's house anymore, someone else's lifestyle, someone else's succession. They now are looking at every single thing that they have in their house, every single thing they have in their body, and being thankful. And the route of being thankful starts with this body, because it's the most closest thing to who we are. It is the most closest thing to the soul. It is the most closest thing to us. For that reason, being thankful for this body and slowly working outwards is the path of being content. Guru Sahib agge farmande, Guru Sahib speaks to us more. They say, Jeta moho parita suvad. They say, O Sikha, O my devotee, O my children, know that as much attachment there is in this world, attachment to the worldly possessions, attachment to the materialistical possessions, attachment to Maya, all that love that you can experience in this world, this taste that you can experience in the world, know it to be sabba kalik daga dag. Know it to be all just stains. It will just stain you. It will just stain you. Remember the opening of this Shabad was speaking about that person who forgets Gurbani, that person who forgets the Guru's teachings, how they fall into the fires. Now Guru Sahib is defining that fire doesn't necessarily seem like a fire in the very beginning. It seems to be very sweet, swad. It seems to be very tasty. It seems to be very loving, pareet. And for that reason, we attach ourselves. That's why Guru Sahib says, Jeta moho pareet swad. All that you can see that seems very tasty to you, that seems very loving to you, know it to be sabba kalik daga dag. Know it to be just a stain on you. Know it to be just stains. It will stain you. It will stain your soul. It will only hurt you in the very end. Dag dos mohe chalya lai. That person who takes all these stains of the world and puts it on their soul, dargah basan nahi jai. They won't find a place in the court of the Lord. They won't find a place because in that court is made for those pure ones. That court is made for those who fight off the attachment to the world and focus on Gurbani, focus on the Guru's teachings and look inward. Why? Because the way of the world is all about jealousy. The way of the world is all about putting someone else down. The way of the world is all about duality. It's all about you and me. It's all about us and them. It's never about oneness. It's never about singularity. But Gurbani starts with a number, and that number is 1. That we're all one. No matter who it is, no matter where they have come from, Gurbani, his teachings, teaches us oneness. The world teaches us duality. That's why the court of the Lord is for those who have practiced oneness. Karam mila aakhan tera nao. Now in the very last 4 pankti, in the very last 4 lines, Guru Sahib says the path of salvation. They say, if Guruji, you bless me with your karam. Karam can mean two things. It can mean grace. It can also mean action. And they both make sense here. If you bless me with your grace, that I may perform your actions, your dharmic actions, the actions of dharma. The actions of dharma, which means to be compassionate with others, to practice compassion in the world, to practice justice in the world, to practice love within the world, to practice truth, to practice all these virtues is called karam of dharma. Guruji says, if you bless me with these karams, if you bless me with these actions, karams means actions, these righteous actions, akhan tera now, then only then can I say your name. Only then can I focus into Gurbani, can I intune myself into your teachings. Because the teachings are there. It's easy for us to read Gurbani. It's easy for us to say the name of the Creator. But it's hard for us to connect to that name. It's hard for us to connect to that teaching. The only way we can connect is if we practice dharma within this world, if we practice righteousness within the world. And Maharaj, that can only happen with your grace. So please bless us. Jit lag tarna hor nahi thao. In this way, I can be saved. In this way, I can cross over this world ocean. And Guruji gives an analogy that this world it's like an ocean, it's like a river that you have to cross over. To cross over a river, to cross over an ocean is very hard. The only way I can cross over is if you make this boat of Gurbani. If you come and be my boat driver and take me across. Hor nahi tha, there's no other way. Je ko dooba fir hova sar. Maharaj says, if someone were to fall into this world ocean, if someone were to fall into this river, fir hova sar, they can still be saved. They still can be saved. Why? Because Nanak sacha sarv datar. Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that sacha, that truthful Master, the truthful Lord Vaheguru is the datar of all. Sar means all, datar means giver. He's the great giver of all. He doesn't differentiate. He doesn't differentiate between you and me. He loves all of us the same, that Creator does. For that reason, if someone were to even fall into this river and they cry out for help, the great Guru, that great Guru will come, take our hands and pull us out of this river. Satsanga Ji, this is the end of today's Hukamnama. Please forgive us for our many mistakes. We'll read the last few lines and we'll say Fateh. Karam mila akhan tera nao, jit lag tarna hor nahi thao, je ko dooba fir hova sar, Nanak sacha sarb datar. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ